get it's pre-season, guys, so it's fine. That's what I'm saying. It's not fine.
No, it's embarrassing.
It's not
embarrassing.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm passionate, because I'm seeing already what's going to happen. We know the script.
And again, I say to you, Chris, I know it's only pre-season. When you look at this, do you think, yes, champions?
No.
That's what we've got to be worried about.
Listen. But do you not think champions have lost games in pre-season before?
Absolutely, but what I'm saying is this is not a good look.
Crazy.
It's not. I 100% agree.
Crazy. Emoji, smiley face, smiley face.
And you know what makes it even worse? Who was man of the match today?
Pepe.
A
former Arsenal player was man of the match. A player who we got rid of.
Nonny's going to get it still.
Of course he's going to get it.
No, it's pre-season, man.
But
They
everyone
do
said
that.
Nonny was dead. Why did we buy him?
I know.
I said to you, when he was taking that shot there, I could tell, like, he don't look like he takes penalties.
I don't think we need to overreact on Nonny.
No, he can't run.
He's missed it. He came on for 10 minutes. He's missed the pen.
It's
Like,
embarrassing.
chill,
It's not Nonny's fault.
Bare pressure, though.
People will 100% overreact.
But that should just make him want to play even better if he shows up in it at Old Trafford.
I don't think this is about Nonny missing the penalty. I think it's obviously
It's a bad day.
a bad day. The performance,
dead.
It's a style of play as well. There's things that needs to be looked at. I'm very aware that I've always been of the belief that pre-season is you take pre-season properly, like you do it properly. Same when I was a footballer, like it should be the window to what you're going to go into the season. I know sometimes that's not.
No, but
always
you
the
know,
case,
can
for
I
me,
just say
that
something
has
very quickly?
always been
On a
that.
serious note, right? So we all agree that the first two games we played well.
Yeah.
Right? But come on now. You have to look at the trajectory of the performances. Our last couple of games, we've not played well. So, of course, we're going to be concerned.
Of course.
We're not panicking, but there's cause for concern.
100%. And that's all we say. And we're going to explain, we're going to talk about those things that are a problem with the past two games and what we need to look at. And yes, I don't feel confident going. The biggest overarching thing is I don't feel confident going against Man United. I did before, near when we were making the signings, maybe the start of the pre-season. I thought Man United, they're going to be a breeze. Not a breeze because it's Old Trafford way, but I was confident.
It's never a breeze.
Yeah, it's never a breeze, but I felt confident that in the team, that will be okay. Now, with what I've seen in the past couple games, I'm like,
because let's be honest, as we said before,
change.
apart from Max today and a little bit of Ethan in the first half, what is there to get excited about?
Yeah, there's not
literally
much,
nothing.
Yeah, but I agree that I don't necessarily feel confident. I'd be lying if I could sit here and say this is how I feel, because like I said 10-15 minutes ago, I feel two ways because we did see quality and more positive signs in the first two games. I think we defended really well against Milan, created a lot more going forward. I know we scored one goal, but there was chances in that game. Against Newcastle, I think a little less defensively, obviously conceded 2 goals, but more chances, more going forward, more fluid, players performing better in that game. And then against Spurs, it was more stale. We had most of the ball, but they had the better chances. And today it was more of the same as Spurs. So it was almost 2 games where it was like, okay, I see the positives, and now 2 games where it's like, okay, I see the negatives. Yeah. So that's where I'm like, I don't want to go over the top and be like, oh, we're effed for the season and it's every. Do you know what I mean? But I also don't want to. Sorry, Laurie. I don't want to go the opposite way and be like, don't worry. There's nothing. Obviously, there's stuff to worry about, but. There's one more pre-season game against Bilbao. There's a lot to prove, and then the season starts. So going into that against Bilbao with worries, obviously is not a good place to be. And if there's more worries after Bilbao, United's next. Yeah. So the negative and worried side of me is starting to take over a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. What I was going to say before we cut. Sorry. Go on. Don't you think it's because we got transfers though? The new players will come in. The team's starting to gel in it. So we can't expect them to be at their best right now. Do you know what I mean? We've got to give it time.
Yeah, of course.
So,
but then who today are you looking at and saying we have to give time? Apart from Gyökeres, most of the and Norgard, most of the other guys are players that have been here for a couple of years.
No, I hear you, but I'm saying that in any team, if you go into any new team or any new squad, you're gonna have to give that person time.
But the foundation of the team, of the team last year and a couple of seasons has been really a second place team. Yeah, so they've been at a level where we should be above the rest. We've added a few more.
Do you think adding them has just made it a bit techie now?
Well, I don't know. I think James put it brilliantly. I think after the game in Hong Kong, like getting new signs doesn't mean that
doesn't solve
problems. Yeah, like, it doesn't. We all were so hungry for a striker and said that's all we need. But in reality, football does not work like that. No. You getting a striker doesn't mean okay, that's the last puzzle. That's the last piece of the puzzle. That's not how football is. So, and we're clearly seeing that because we had a striker who hasn't barely touched the ball, and we've been screaming for seasons. That's all we need.
But they're not playing to his strength though, and that's maybe because we ain't had a striker in seasons. So they're not familiar with playing with a striker.
Yeah. Like the movement patterns of Gyökeres is different. You definitely
Arteta
saw
needs
that.
to work it out. Put it that way.
Against Bilbao, I want to see as close as what we're going to get to United as we can.
We have to.
So I need to see Raya. I need to see Timber
We need
if he's
some
fit
players.
enough to start. I need Gabriel and Saliba if we can.
Yeah.
And I need Miles Lewis-Skelly. Then I need Declan Rice, Zubimendi, Odegaard. Because I think that's, if they're all fit, I think that's our nailed on.
Well, do you think?
We know how they play, innit?
I know you're
Is
talking
it
about
not a risk to
Norgard.
bring in Gabriel Magalhaes with Saliba when considering Gabriel Magalhaes hasn't really had a
It's
pre-season?
definitely a risk. But if United's, then what's the date? So we on the 9th,
17.
then we're going to have a week until
17.
United.
I know, but wouldn't you not play the person
he
that's
needs
played
minutes
more
in his
minutes?
legs.
I think Gyökeres needs more minutes.
No, yeah, I
As much as you
think
say
he'll
keep
start. I
him in
think he'll
quiet,
play.
but I think he needs more minutes to adapt to the Prem.
I think the midfield. Look, I don't know how fit they are. If they can start, but I need them to play. Hopefully, they both start, get 60, 65 minutes,
I don't
bring them
even
off, and
think
then they
it's
play
fitness
90
thing.
against.
It's
against
match
United.
fitness, and then there's
I don't
training.
think
There's
it's a fitness
training,
thing.
and these men need match fitness. That's why I said to keep
but
Gyökeres
That's the
out.
Villarreal
thing, though.
not
But they
match
both
fit
come
either.
on today, right? So
don't
surely
think-
they can both
I
start
don't
and
think you can
play
use
50,
fitness
60
as an
minutes against
excuse.
Bilbao.
But there's a
They
difference.
need to
There's a
gel.
difference when you're playing in a match. You can be as fit as a fiddle, but when you're playing in a match, an intense match,
Same for both teams.
it's same for both teams. But obviously, our one's a bit different in the sense of what we were saying.
Why is it a
When
bit
you're bringing in additional players, that
If anything, it's worse for Villarreal. They've travelled all the way to England for this game.
what first class, stayed in a nice hotel.
We're playing
Yeah.
at home in front of our fans.
I know, but I'm just saying that the match fitness,
them
the
games.
match sharpness is important as well. I feel like it's important for us to consider that. I'm not using it as an excuse, but I'm just saying, you need to adapt to the players and your strikers' movement.
Yeah, but
because
what-
they're used to having Havertz they're standing there flat. He's not side on like how Gyökeres was. Look at the run Gyökeres made for his chance. We've never seen
But
a
what
man
about
do
the
that.
3 goals we conceded today, though?
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll talk about that. We can talk about that all day. But then again, the same thing what Christian's saying. We was missing obviously Gabriel. You had Saliba there. Miles Lewis-Skelly were questioning certain bits, and then you got Kivior, who's not an out and out defender where he's reacting like that. He's not clearing the danger.
Right, let me come back to them. Okay, Harry Lawrence 1808 says Odegaard should have started. Ethan was too greedy. Interesting.
I thought Ethan was alright in the
Thought
first
Ethan
half.
played well.
He looked lively. It's
He
just-
took more touches than Odegaard would. And I guess, he could
Had
be
a
a bit
couple
more
of good shots
clinical,
on
but
goal.
I feel he still had more impact. He was more
You have to
impactful.
Odegaard
remember
wasn't
that
even in the
Ethan is quite an aggressive,
He's a ball
direct
carrier.
type of player.
Yeah.
That's
He's
his
not.
role.
He doesn't, and that's
Gets
why
the
we love
team
him.
up.
Yeah.
I
Because he
think if you
doesn't-
ask, I think if you said to Ethan, would you rather score or get an assist? He'd say I'd rather score.
Yeah, exactly.
I
And
think
that's
he's
what
that
we
kind
want.
of player.
Yeah,
He wants to
Yeah.
To show us.
put
what
his
God.
mark on the game.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I
No,
just think
that's
that's
a
the
good
kind of
thing.
player he is. I
That's
think
a
it's a
good
really
thing.
good thing.
Yeah.
Real Madrid Arsenal 17 says Max is our most exciting signing. He's ready, obviously, but signing in quotations because, and you know what? I said it. We went on tour. And I said, who's the most exciting player that you saw in this tour? And everyone said Max, and it's just the truth. It's the same with last year. Ethan was our most exciting player in last pre-season tour. Even though we made signings, it's good. It's a good sign from the club, but it shouldn't be that, in my opinion. We should be looking at some of those signs that we're paying a lot of money for. Adebayor, $1 billion down the drain. Arsenal back to fourth again.
Even the way that game ended with Noni Madueke just with
That was deep. That's in the papers.
that penalty. It's just a-
That's in the papers. It's in the papers, bro.
It's just a bad way for it to end,
You
though.
called it.
Am I wrong?
You said,
Am
it.
I-
You said, look, I don't want
If I'm exaggerating, tell me.
No, we know what.
Aesthetically, that was such a bad look.
We know what this
The
is.
table goes.
It's not.
Sorry, it's me.
It's not good for Noni. That's why I'd
not
say.
good for anyone.
No, but it's not good for Noni. He can't. There's nothing much he
they're
could
deep
do.
on Noni.
It's
There's
more for
bare
him and his
pressure on Noni now.
confidence
No,
moving
go on,
forward.
yeah.
That's the
No,
only
no,
thing.
no, forget about Noni. I'm
No,
saying
no,
as
no.
a fan, it just felt.
Yeah.
What, that Noni took that penalty and he
No,
missed?
the way that match ended, just the
Oh yeah, the way
aesthetics of it.
the way that it
When you're
ended.
just kicking the ball aimlessly at the. It's just.
But what about Moreno's one?
And Gabriel.
And Gabriel's
And
one.
Moreno ones.
It's not just Noni.
I'm not
It's a
just. I'm not
decisive
saying
penalty
it's
why
just-
it's going to get
Noni will be
singled
in
out.
the
Just
box.
say no.
I'm saying
Every-
that was that kind of encapsulated the
They're
whole
waiting.
day.
They're waiting for them.
They're
to
See
see
the
the
story like
they're
happened
waiting.
as it was.
Remember they
weighted
showed
down.
them training, scoring goals. Now they're showing that.
But at least we got one more game pre-season to fix
Yeah,
this.
it has
If
to
we,
be
if we
Has
come
to
out
fix
against Bilbao and we turn
So
up,
there's a bit of pressure on there on that game now.
of course there is, 100%.
Let me read Sal. Last one, Sal Samba 8397
Bilbao
says,
are a better team than this lot, by the way.
yeah, we have to admit it. We still need a left winger to gel because we do not know how to play with a striker, and defensively we are a bit shaky.